In today's video, we're going to take a review of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood 4K Ultra HD. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Good to see you again. As I mentioned, I picked up a copy of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray included for this review here today. So let's just get into this. So a quick plot storyline on this one. I'm just going to read off the back because if you don't really know what this is, then I'm going to be pretty surprised. But basically, Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood visits 1969 Los Angeles, where everything is changing. TV star Rick Dalton and his longtime stunt double Cliff Booth make their way around an industry they hardly recognise anymore. The ninth film from the writer-director features a large ensemble cast and multiple storylines in a tribute to the final moments of Hollywood's golden age. Just some technical info now on this one, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This was released by Sony Pictures 2019 this year. The feature is going to run 161 minutes. Aspect ratio is 2.39 to 1, so you're going to get those black bars top and bottom of your screen. Audio-wise, you're getting the DTS HD Master Audio 7.1 surround track. The 4K Ultra HD is obviously region free. The Blu-ray included in this version is regions A, B and C. So you're going to get covered by everywhere. Again, casting crew on this one, I'm surprised if you don't know who some of these are, but directed by Quentin Tarantino. Your main cast includes Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, Bruce Dern is in there, Kurt Russell, Al Pacino, a whole bunch more, but that's basically the main cast. Artwork on this one, fantastic poster design. I really love this poster design for the movie. I have a poster of this and I'm going to get framed here in the office, so I will show a picture of that once I get that done. The version over here in Ireland has this slip cover, which is, here's the slip and here's the actual 4K. I'll stick in close-ups of these so as you can see all this, but it's basically the same artwork on front and back. And then I really like what they've done inside with the actual discs. They've made them look like film cans, the 4K and the Blu-ray, and you can see those kind of stickers on there with the handwritten Once Upon a Time in Hollywood 4K and Blu-ray. So really great job on the artwork here by Sony. In terms of audio and picture quality on this one, I cannot fault anything at all. The 4K picture looks stunning, absolutely fantastic. Obviously shot on 35mm, so there's no faults there at all. Audio, as I mentioned, you're getting that DTS HD Master Audio 7.1 surround track. Really nice surround mix on some of the action stuff, Rick Dalton stuff, the flamethrower stuff, all that really fantastic sound mix. So yeah, can't fault anything at all in terms of audio and picture quality on this one. Just a couple of film notes about this one, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think it's kind of certainly not a movie for everybody. I did sort of encounter a bunch of people that didn't like it, and then obviously there's a bunch of people that loved the film. Personally, I loved it. It was one of my favourites from 2019. I'm a big fan of Quentin Tarantino and all his movies. And as a projectionist, I got the opportunity to run Once Upon a Time in Hollywood on 35mm. In work, which was fantastic. But yeah, so obviously big fan of Tarantino, and you will know if you're sort of a subscriber or a watcher of the videos I put up here on the channel that I am a big fan of Sharon Tate as well. So this sort of interested me a while back from when it was getting shot. Margot Robbie was fantastic, as was Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. That's kind of, you know, everything was a nice sort of combination for me. I really enjoyed this one. Jumping into the bonus content now on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This features 56 plus minutes of bonus content. A nice amount here on this release, so let's get into the bonus content. I'm just going to check with the notes. Strangely enough, usually with a 4K release, all the bonus content is featured on the Blu-ray disc, but with Hollywood there is 7 additional scenes on the 4K disc as well, which run 25 minutes. I will mention you're just getting 2-channel Dolby audio on these additional scenes, but let me just quickly run through what they are. There is an old Chattanooga beer TV ad commercial. There is a Red Apple cigarettes TV ad commercial. There is the full hullabaloo performance, the Rick Dalton singing the song that's completely gone out of my mind at this time, Green Book maybe. There is the Bounty Law episode shot in 16mm black and white, looks fantastic. There is an additional scene from the Western TV pilot that's being shot within the movie with the kid and Luke Perry and Tim Oliphant's character sort of all meeting up for the first time. There is an additional scene after Charles Manson knocks at the Tate Polanski house and he's sent away by Jay Sebring. He kind of goes to a back house and sort of there's a whole scene there with a guy in the back house, and then he spots Brad Pitt on the roof as he's leaving, which I believe was in the trailer, but obviously not in the final cut of the movie. And there is a Rick Dalton and the TV pilot, the Western TV pilot director on set kind of additional scene there that sort of rounds out those 7 scenes. When we switch over to the Blu-ray disc, we get Quentin Tarantino's Love Letter to Hollywood, which is a 5-minute sort of feature, including behind the scenes footage, cast and crew interviews, just talking about how Hollywood is kind of a personal movie to Quentin Tarantino and how he really loved that kind of 60s studio style and all that sort of stuff that was going on at the time. We also have Bob Richardson for The Love of Film, 4 minutes 34 seconds, lots of behind the scenes footage of the director of photography, Robert Richardson, talking about shooting the movie, how they used 8mm, 16mm, 35mm to shoot the entire movie. Really interesting stuff, especially being a projectionist. Shop Talk, The Cars of 1969 is a 5-minute 58-second feature on all the vehicles and stuff used in the movie. Restoring Hollywood, the production design of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a 9-minute 18-second featurette on basically the production design, how they shut down Hollywood Boulevard to shooting and, you know, creating the sets and all that sort of stuff. Really interesting. And finally, The Fashion of 1969 is a 6-minute 37-second feature on the costume designer and all the costumes and stuff featured in the movie. So all in all, adding up to 56 plus minutes of bonus content. So rating and final thoughts on this one: Once Upon a Time in Hollywood 4K Ultra HD release, 5 out of 5. As I mentioned, my favourite film of this year. Big fan of Tarantino, big fan of Margot Robbie, big fan of Sharon Tate. DiCaprio is fantastic. Brad Pitt is fantastic as well in the movie. Really, really like this one. 56 minutes of bonus content. You can't really ask for much more. There's not a whole lot that wasn't on there. One thing I thought might have been in there was maybe like a photo gallery, or, you know, like a poster gallery of the you know, the sort of faux movie posters of Rick Dalton. They weren't featured on this release at all, but that would be the one tiny little thing I would point out that I didn't like about the release. Just like a stills gallery or a poster gallery, something would have been pretty cool on this one. But otherwise, I highly recommend Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. 4K looks fantastic, as I said, and I'd recommend picking up a copy of this if you're a fan of Tarantino or any of the main cast involved. Great work by all. Okay guys, that's going to do it for another review video here. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you have already, please consider hitting the bell to get notified every time I post a new video. If you want to follow me on social media, I have had links up in this top corner throughout the video, so head on over there if you are active on social media. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll talk to you on the next video.